What if I told you that while Europe was still navigating the Middle Ages, Africans were building massive, intricate stone cities without a single drop of mortar? Sounds incredible. But it's true. This is Great Zimbabwe, the heart of one of Africa's greatest civilizations. And it's a story most of us were never taught in school. Let's rewind the clock. Between the 11th and 15th centuries, long before European colonists set foot in the region, a powerful city-state flourished in southern Africa, right in the heart of modern-day Zimbabwe. This wasn't just a small settlement, it was a sprawling urban center. Home to an estimated 18,000 people at its peak, it was a beacon of innovation, culture, and economic might. The name itself, Zimbabwe, comes from the Shona language, meaning great houses of stone, a fitting tribute to its most stunning feature. And what a feature it was! The city was constructed from millions of locally quarried granite stones, each one carefully shaped and stacked with breathtaking precision. Imagine building walls over 11 meters high that's taller than a 3-story building and extending for hundreds of meters, all without cement to hold them together. The most famous structure, the Great Enclosure, has an outer wall that is 250 meters in circumference. This is a masterpiece of dry stone construction. The sheer scale and skill involved were so advanced that when European explorers first encountered the ruins centuries later, they were baffled. They couldn't, or rather wouldn't, believe that native Africans could have achieved such a feat of engineering. Their disbelief was rooted in colonial prejudice. They concocted elaborate, baseless theories, suggesting that the city must have been built by ancient Phoenicians, Arabs, or even the biblical Queen of Sheba, anyone but the local African people. This racist narrative was deliberately pushed to justify colonial rule, creating the myth that Africa was a continent without history or innovation before Europeans arrived. This lie wasn't just a casual mistake, it was a systematic erasure of history that found its way into textbooks and was taught as fact for decades, robbing generations of the truth. But the archaeological evidence tells a completely different story. Every artifact, from the distinct pottery styles to the carved soapstone birds that became the national emblem of modern Zimbabwe, points directly to the indigenous Shona people. They were the architects, the builders, the innovators. Great Zimbabwe was a testament to their ingenuity, social organization, and deep connection to their land. Archaeologists have unearthed artifacts that prove this global connection. Chinese porcelain, Persian pottery, and glass beads from India and Arabia have all been found at the site. This wasn't some isolated, primitive society as colonial narratives suggested. It was a cosmopolitan hub, a key player in the medieval world's global economy, connecting Africa with the Middle East and Asia. The wealth generated from this trade fueled the city's growth and allowed for the construction of its monumental architecture. It supported a complex social structure, with artisans, merchants, soldiers, and a powerful ruling class. Religion and spirituality were also central to life. The famous soapstone birds, found perched atop monoliths in the hill complex, are thought to represent sacred eagles, perhaps acting as messengers between the heavens and earth, connecting the rulers with their ancestors. The conical tower within the Great Enclosure, a solid and mysterious structure, is also believed to have held symbolic or religious significance, possibly representing a granary to symbolize the king's role as a provider for his people. So, what happened to Great Zimbabwe? Why was this thriving metropolis abandoned by the mid-15th century? The exact reasons are still debated by historians, but it's likely a combination of factors. The kingdom may have grown too large for its environment. Climate change could have led to droughts and exhausted resources. making it difficult to sustain a large population. The gold mines may have become depleted, or perhaps the trade routes shifted, moving further north and bypassing Great Zimbabwe, diminishing its economic power. The people didn't just disappear. They likely migrated and established new states. Like the Kingdom of Mutapa, the spirit and legacy of Great Zimbabwe lived on through its people. The story of Great Zimbabwe is more than just a history lesson. It is a powerful rebuttal to centuries of misinformation